y equals cosine of x. Anytime we graph these trig functions, there's a couple things we always want to find. First, for sine or cosine, we want to go ahead and find the amplitude. Now the amplitude is going to be whatever number is in front of the cosine, which if there's no number there, it's indicating that it's a 1. And then the other thing we need to find is the period. Now period has a formula 2 pi over b, and our b value is whatever is right in front of, let's see, that was a, b value is right in front of the x. So 2 pi over 1, which just reduces to 2 pi. So what we want to remember next is what a cosine curve is going to look like. Now cosine curves are the ones that just kind of dip down like this and come back up. And the x-axis in that is kind of just going through the middle. What you hear me say a lot in class is it going through, does cosine go through 0 or 1? And I refer to this point a lot from the unit circle, where 1 is the cosine and 0 is the sine. So because at this angle our cosine value is 1, that tells me that up here I know that that's up here at a 1. So there's our first point up there at 1. So in terms of the period horizontally though, this actually is 0, and then period tells us we have to fit this whole cycle within 2 pi. So from 0 to 2 pi we have to fit this curve. So my next point, I'm going to go over to 2 pi and go up to that same height of 1. And now I have to fit the whole curve between those 2 points. Next curve is going to be, or next point is going to be this bottom one down here. It will be halfway at that pi, at the pi. And what we want to remember is that amplitude is the distance from the x-axis to the curve. So halfway between, I'm going to go down 1 to put me right there. And then the other 2 points that we can get are going to be these points. These are halfway as well. Between 0 and pi, and between pi and 2 pi, we have 2 spots where we cross the x-axis. So one of them will be right here between 0 and pi, and then the other one will be right here between pi and 2 pi. So then we can go ahead and draw our curve. I missed that point, but that looks okay. So there's one cycle. We can go ahead and get the same cycle on the other side, up here at 2 pi, and then at pi, and then our intercepts. And make sure anytime you do more than one curve that you do get that continuous cycle like this one for our cosine curve.